Alright, so last week we didn't get to talk as much about National Number Knockout because we didn't have dice and things, but you each have your boards, right? You have your National Number Knockout folders from last week. So you've got your board. So we're going to go over it quickly for those of you that haven't played before, so you know. The classic game is played on a 6x6 grid, so up to 36, but there are other number boards you can play even just on a 3x3 and challenge yourself, or you can go up to crazy high numbers. But for purposes of essentials, we're going to stick with a 36 square board. So some definitions real quick. A bout is an individual match, normally called a turn, but they call it a bout too. Rounds. A match consists of two bouts. Go back and forth. Rounds usually are several series of matches. A contender is the person creating the equations. A challenger is someone listening to and kind of checking their work. Right? And you can say, you can say scratch if you realize you've made a mistake and you want to back up. Now these are like official rules, and we are much more relaxed in here, so you don't have to worry about the official terminology, but I am supposed to share it. So basically we say knockout to start, and I don't always remember to say knockout, but that's how you start a round. So basically you roll 3 dice, and we state the rolled numbers. Let's say we rolled tell me 3 numbers, guys, that you could roll on a dice. 2, 6,
8,
5. 5. What was that? Okay. 2, 6, and 5. That's okay. You could with 2, right? All right. If you roll like 2 1s, you automatically get to re-roll 1 because you don't want to have 2 1s. Your game will be over very quickly. All 3 numbers must be used in every equation, but cannot be used more than once. So in every equation with these numbers, you have to use the 2, you have to use the 6, and you have to use the 5. But you cannot use them more than once. You can't use the 5 twice, and so on and so forth. But you will want to generate as many equations as you can from using those 3 numbers. You must state each equation out loud. You have to say it to be able to put it on your board. This is all the way through, up through those that go like super fast. You can look it up on YouTube or whatever. You also have to state each number, the operations that you've applied, and the solution. Okay? And you do state it using the correct order of operations. So multiplication and division are solved before addition and subtraction. So an example might be 5 times 3 plus 2 equals 17, and 2 times 3 plus 5 equals 11. So you would do the multiplication first, but the best way, pardon, the board, there we go. The best way to do that is to state your equation as you go, and because that will imply your order of operations, okay? So if I said 5 plus 2 times 3 equals 11, notice that the equation was stated outside the order of operation, so addition was stated first, but the solution abides by the order of operations, and that can be confusing. So if you want to stray from the order of operations, you have to say each part as you go. Okay, so you should say 5 plus 2 is 7 times 3 is 21. Does that make sense? So if you've got, let's see, 5, 2, 7, okay? If I want to say 5 plus 2 is 7, what did I say? 7, 3. There we go. 5 plus 2 is 7 times 3 is 21. Now if I just said 5 plus 2 times 3, then this would have to be done first, and it would be 5 plus 6, right? Which does not equal 21, right? So I would say 5 plus 2 is 7 times 3 is 21. You have to state your problem as you go, and that way you wouldn't have to say this part first necessarily, you just have to make it clear. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. With order of